When looking at the cultures and how they perceive death, we wanted to pick one that was very different from our own. While looking at all the cultures, the Hawaiian culture really stood out. Instead of mourning death, the Hawaiian culture celebrates. So today we will share with you their attitudes, their beliefs, their customs, and their rituals that they do circling around death. When looking at attitude, the people of Hawaii look at death in a more positive way, as they have big celebrations for the people who pass away. In the book, the concept of ohana is discussed. Ohana is their term for family and specifically looks at their intermediate family and especially their ancestors. I also think they have an attitude of wanting to highly honor the dead. As they feel super close to their family and especially their ancestors, the celebration and ceremony are a way to honor their loved ones that have passed in the most loving and caring way. Looking at the belief of the Hawaiian culture, it is very different from all the others. When death occurs, it is believed that the soul has three abiding places: the volcano, the water, and the dry plains. They also believe that when a person dies, that they follow the god that they worshiped while on land. So if a person worshiped the sun, they would follow the sun god. If they worshiped the moon or the wind, they would follow those gods post death. Some picture the death as living in an underworld called Milu, which comes from the idea of Hades. The way they described the underworld was that the people who go there live off shadowy food and live a drowsy existence. Milu is a place most people do not want to go after death. Once a person dies, there also is many different ways the body can be treated. First is exposure, which would happen if someone died with no family to take care of their remains. Cremation would usually occur due to a punishment. The third one is sea disposal, which is if the family's guardian spirit was a sea animal of some sort. The next one is a volcanic pit disposal or a monument. The most common one would be a sand and earth burial, and the last one would be that someone who passed away could be placed underneath their homes to be buried. People of the Hawaiian culture can pick from any of these ways to treat the body after death. Most of them pick whichever one they feel like would honor their family member, close relative, or friend in the best way possible.
When it comes to the Hawaiian customs and rituals, the celebrations at the funerals are rarely ever sad. They try to be as happy and as positive as they can be by wearing bright colors, and they also wear different leis to signify different meanings. The lei is very special in the Hawaiian culture. For example, the hala lei is often worn for funerals because it signifies the passing away or the dying. Another lei that is often worn in funerals is the ginger lei, and that symbolizes for a person passing too soon. So depending on the type of death that had occurred, different leis will be worn. The body of the passing will be covered in a banana leaf. The banana leaf is a symbol for love and health. When having the funeral and celebration, the Hawaiian culture is accompanied by a large feast of traditional Hawaiian food. Oftentimes, exactly a year later, after the death of a loved one, they will feast again as a celebration of their loved ones that were lost. As each year passes, they will continue this feast and celebration as they please.
We found overall that the people of the Hawaiian culture really value their families and their ancestors, and when death arrives, they show their love for them through celebration and celebrate them going on to the afterlife. We also found, however, that the people of the Hawaiian culture really value the fishermen. When a fisherman dies, he or she is placed into water, whether it's their body or their ashes being spread among the water. As that occurs, the conch shell is blown for the whole island to hear and to honor that fisherman. Most funerals for people of the Hawaiian culture are celebrated and buried on land. However, the fishermen are only buried or their ashes are spread out only in water. This holds a very high ritual and honor towards the fishermen of those islands of the Hawaiian culture.
In conclusion, we have learned so much about the Hawaiian death culture. We have found many similarities and also many differences. For example, it is very different that the Hawaiian death culture believes in multiple many gods, whereas we both come from a Christian background and we believe in one God and a heaven. We also found it very interesting that they are a very spirit based culture. Like, for example, the dolls that are placed at their caskets are there to take care of their loved ones and while they are in their afterlife. And they believe in their many different gods, and it is cool that they get a chance to go to different places after they pass away, whereas we are used to just going to one place and one place to celebrate our afterlife, and they have many different places they can go to, and they all symbolize and mean different things.
Also, in comparison to what we believe, it's interesting that the Hawaiian culture has such a huge celebration for the deaths that happen among their friends and family. At their celebrations of death, there's a lot of color and food and different celebrations, whereas for us, we wear dark colors like black or navy to mourn the death of a loved one. We thought that was really interesting as we did not expect a culture to celebrate so heavily for their loved ones, as their family members are so close to them. You would think they would more so mourn the death, but they are more so excited for the fact that they get to join the gods they believe in and the spirits they worshipped while they were on the earth. The Hawaiian culture overall has a very unique way of honoring the death among their islands. We both think it would be very interesting and a great experience to be at a celebration and to watch how much they love on their family and on the ones they have lost.